o'clock and I decide to jump on because I am up. Your girl wasn't feeling well yesterday at all. We beat out all day. But I got up, waking up, and thank God I'm up. I am up. Good morning to one and all. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Yeah, your girl beat out yesterday. We came back home late yesterday from off the street. We had a lot of errands to do yesterday. So when I got home late yesterday. Then I came home and I had to cook for my kids. Yes, I had we had to walk to the store yesterday morning. And then when I got home, I told them we're gonna make some steak. So I had to make them some steak yesterday in the night when I came home. I made them steak with beans and stuff. So we eat what they call it, you don't have steak fried rice or whatever. We had steak with beans, steak and bean. Say that like yeah, and it was so delicious, guys. Um, and the funny part of it, I think I do a video of that. I will post it because I was on the phone talking to a lady friend of mine. She was calling me, so we were on the phone talking yesterday. So I will post that video so you see. But the steak was so good. We grilled the steak, not grilled the steak. We put the steak in the oven, and then afterwards I put it inside of the what they call it. I put it inside of the meat and cut up it with what I had yesterday. So good morning to one and all. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Sorry I didn't get to come on last night. The girl was beaten out yesterday because yesterday was so muggy, so muggy, and then we were out on the road getting things done, and it was so muggy. Plus one of my son not feeling well, so all night I be up a little bit. Well, I went to bed early, and then this morning at around three something, I heard him coughing, so I had to get up and get him rubbed up with the Vicks and everything. Cause he is in the water now. The time is changing now, so he getting a little stuffy, and he couldn't sleep. You could hear him coughing, but we're doing good so far, family. We're doing good, and just tired. Get so much stuff to do on the road. When you don't have certain things, you have to be running out there here and there. And then yesterday I had to run downtown. And then when I went downtown, who I wanted to see, they weren't there yesterday. And I'm like, oh, wow, they weren't there. So good morning to one and all. I know I had that. I will reschedule it for tonight, but I might reschedule it for a little earlier because I got to run on the road today as well. So yeah, but we're doing good so far. As I said, I don't much on get up. Well, I got up a little earlier from, as I said, from in 3 o'clock or so, and then I was checking out a few videos, and then rubbing up my son with the Vicks and everything, and make sure he's straight. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's the big one. He don't really normally sick, so once you hear him stuffy, you know he's stuffy. You know what I mean? You have that one child who don't really get sick. So when they get little sick, you always have that little scary feeling inside of you. So you have to attend to that child because he don't normally get sick. So when you hear him stuffy or her stuffy, you know what time, you know what time it is. You know what I mean? So that's how I was making it. My knees still hurt and everything, but I hope everybody's doing good. Everybody's doing good. So what I will do is schedule that live I had for yesterday. I will schedule it back for today, but I might schedule it for a little stuff. And then I get up. I was trying to add the link to my add an email address to my what they call it description. So I don't know if that had. I don't know if you guys are able to click on the link where if anybody needs to send me an email or anything. I'm not sure. So don't bank me in that. I put the link up there, but I'm not sure. I put the email address up there, but as I said, I'm not sure if you're able to communicate with me through the email. I don't know how it's gonna work. You know. When you're not savvy, you don't know how it's gonna work. You just trial and error. But good morning. I'm thankful I'm alive. I woke up and I'm feeling good. So that's the greatest part. And checking on the kids, make sure they're all right. But we had a long day yesterday. It was so long. I'm like, wow, it was very long. Very long. My chargers are not charging. I don't know what's going on. Probably need to get me another phone. So, not another phone, not another. I bought a charger recently, but it's not working. So I gotta take that back. Gotta take that back. But how is everyone this morning? How is everyone doing? I am so hungry too. I gotta probably get me a cup of tea. Yes. And I come home yesterday and we were so tired because then the little one was complaining, Mama, I need to play at the park because the big one goes to camping today, but the little one don't really have anything much to do than spend time with me. And then so as I said, we start to get in the groove of getting them back into the groove. So we reading books at night and reading books in the morning time. So when they get up, we do that and stuff. So the time you don't see me on, I'm working that time with the kids, or if I need to do something in the house, need to run some errands, or so I get that done because it's coming down to crunch time and it's just me alone with every little thing. So all decision made by me have to be done and so forth. And sometimes it's like you're logging behind sometime in some things, you know, and so forth. And then the good news is I get my car back, but he wasn't able to fix it. So as soon as I get it back yesterday, it shut off on me when I was coming home. Yes, it shut off on me yesterday. As soon as I was coming home, it shut off. Right? Not even a few blocks down, it shut off. And I don't know why it keeps shutting off. But I called them back yesterday to find out how much to do the tune up. I know I did a tune up on it, but the guy didn't do a full tune up. So I was asking him how much to do the tune up. So if he can, it was late yesterday, so I will call him back today and see how much you charge to do the tune up and then put in an oxygen sensor, because as you reach at the light it start to idle, and once it start idling it'll start vibrating so hard and then it'll shut off. So what I'll be doing now, my car, instead of becoming what do I call it, instead of becoming instead of having automatic car, no, I'm half automatic and I'm half standard. Yes, because I have to be what do you call it? I have to be there trying to. I have to be there when it's at the light. Put it in neutral. I'm telling you, and that car is driving not by the challenges, but by faith. By faith, that car is moving right along. It's a challenge sometimes. It's tough, but it's moving right along, family, and that's the greatest part. Because everything coming up, I think I already signed my insurance and everything, so everything is coming up. But that's one of the major hurdles for me. Quite a few hurdles there for me, but it just that's one of the challenge. Sometimes you face challenge, and then when you don't know certain things, you face more challenge too. Because when you know it now, it's like wow. You're not only stuck when you don't know something, sometimes you're stuck when you even know it because you're like, wow. You could stuck like, okay, I know what's going on, and then at the same time, something else could make it be a barrier, more barrier for you. It's like you say, yeah, I want to get from here to here, and then okay, now somebody say, hey, but this is that, and then everything require in when you're doing with cars or so, everything require money to do that part of it. But we're not giving up. We're not giving up. But greetings to one and all, good morning to one and all. I'm in my kids room, so they up top and I'm underneath the bottom. They up top and I'm underneath the bottom here. enjoying, getting my good night's sleep. So yeah, but I'm doing good. So how is everyone doing this morning? I know you guys can't see me this one because it's dark in here too. I told them about the bulb in my, everything I told these people about to fix in here, they don't fix it. So it's like living in a camp where you're paying money for, and you don't get what you want, but they have to make sure they get what they want. And then yesterday, I checked my mail and I see a letter in my mail from the housing department, and I'm like, when I open it, the deadline had passed, and I'm saying it's not coming from the post office because I have electronic, where when all mail come in, if you go through the post office. So I see a stamp on it. Somebody put a stamp on the mail. And I'm like, okay, if you don't know certain things, you will think that they come directly from the post office. So I reached out to a friend of mine and he said, no, 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 no. Does it say you have a postal stamp on there? So I said, no, it just have one stamp on there. He said, well, that's the manager, so probably put that in your mailbox. Because I checked my mail the day before, nothing was in there. And then I checked my mail yesterday in the morning. And because I was getting ready to go down, guys, yesterday I mixed the day up. I was getting ready. I get ready so early yesterday to run downstairs, and I thought yesterday was when were they giving out the food. Oh Lord! I get the kids ready. Hurry up, let's go. I went downstairs. So I called one of my neighbor who normally go to the pantry, and I said, "Wait, I don't see nobody outside. What's going on this time?" He said, "Girl, you're losing your mind." You ever have one of those days where you get up and you think, "Oh, today is this day," only to realize, no, you're ahead of the game. Yeah, and then he said he saw a few other people going up the street, and he said, "I hope they weren't going the same direction you were going." I'm like, sometimes life is not easy. It's like when you get up so early, you feel so productive, so you're not even thinking about the outcome of not checking the day properly or thinking about the day correctly. You know what I mean? You just get up and say, okay, we got to do this. You got not thinking, So I missed the day yesterday. So I'm like, oh my God. And then I had to double check. I said, oh, Tuesday I had a meeting. So this is how I'm calculating the day. Oh my God. I'm like, wow. We literally get dressed, went downstairs. We take a nice shower, went downstairs, met the kids, telling the kids, hurry. I went downstairs with my basket, pulling my basket. I'm like, oh my God. It's actually today is the day. I'm telling you. It's today is the day. But we had fun yesterday. The kids had some good time. And then when I come home, one thing I learned is when you prep your children, they are a great reminder. Because last night when they came home, I told them they were on the device and I told them to get off the device. And the little one wanted to cry. And I said, no, we don't cry over device because that's not a healthy way of doing anything. And he said, okay, mommy, I'm sorry. And then when we need to go to bed, he said to me, Mama, I need to read the book. You forgot to read the book. I said, thank you, son. Go get the book. So I turned the phone light on and we read. 'Cause in their room don't got no light. The light blow. The bulb blow. I told them, but nobody come and do anything. So, but we have all the lights in here, so not a problem. We have plugs, so I have one of those nightstand light. But the kids then blow the bulb. They blow the bulb by dropping it on the floor. I have a stand that I put it on and they drop it on the floor. So I have more bulb, but I don't think I want to put more bulb in the room because they keep blowing it. So if it was in the ceiling, then yeah. So I just use the hallway light and leave the door half open so the light can shine in here because they're not gonna sleep in the dark. So, and then I had to just use the phone light, read with them, but I was super tired, super tired. I was so tired, guys, so tired. Yesterday was just one of those days. And then I had to be running up and down yesterday. But tired. And then I had them at the park. One time I lay there, I almost fell asleep. I fell asleep. I hear he's like, Mama, Mama. Oh. because it was really hot yesterday. It was so hot, you know. But I thank God for life. I thank God for each and every one of you, you know. And I say to all the likers, the sharers, the commenters, the well wishers, the subscribers, the moderators, the commenters, you know, everybody that make platforms look like platform. I want to say a big shout out to you guys, you know what I mean? And one thing I learned is that if you don't clock in, you know what I mean, you will never know what's going on, you know. You never know how the day is gonna go. But last night I was going to my bed last night and I just hear her voice like, girl, you can't go live tonight. You know you gotta listen to that mind that telling you, hey, you can't go live tonight. Like this morning when I got up and I heard my voice, well, you don't just go live. But I didn't go live right away. But you know, sometimes you have to follow your body when you say rest, girl, rest. You know what I mean? Because you need your rest. You know, you need that rest to go on every day. And no matter how we're going, you need that rest, especially when you have to be running here and running there, you know, and having two little toddler with you running around, you know. The good part, the big one, the one of the greatest thing that I felt good for this year is the fact that all this time they weren't able when the big one was bigger, he wasn't able to get into a few events because they don't have anything below the age below age 6 like that, unless if it's like t-ball or so. Because this year we did figure coaching and a lot of that, and because of the hiccup with the car or so, we no longer can go to that because now the car is still not resolved. So we're not going to run that car all over the place when it's not resolved, you know what I mean? I'd rather have something that I can just go up the road and come back, and I know that is to drop them to school, well, drop the little one to school and everything. But one of the greatest thing I felt so accomplished with this year is the fact that I get my son right there in camp. And it was so funny how I get him in camp. It was like a coincidence because I went over there for an appointment, and they had a mobile unit that I had did some blood work with and everything, and then they were doing a whole checkup or anything, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be under my nose, so it will be easier for me to do it like that, you know what I mean? And I went over there, and then a man said I was a member of the community club before, but I said let me go back and see what's going on. And when I check and I said, well, do you have anything for kids? And they told me what's going on, and they said you could sign up right there and then. Guys, that day, every second I'd be walking back and forth to the car that day because it's either I left something in the car that I was supposed to bring and I'd be bringing in one item that day. But you know, exercise is good, so no complain about that. But from that day till now, family, as I sign him up today, drive the car, and then the next day the car keeps shutting off. People coming to fix the car keep breaking down. So they fix it so it break down. And then I never give up. I got me a bicycle. You know, computer man was able there to give me a bicycle. And I was able to use that bicycle and ride. Even though I'm suffering from the knees now, for my knees of riding that little bicycle there, and I don't know what happened, why my knees messed up. But it just goes to show that when you challenge yourself sometime for your children, they might not know it's a sacrifice you're making for them. Because if it wasn't for him, you know, taking him to his events and make sure, because when the car breakdown, I had just got him into the camp. I literally just got him into the camp. And I was super excited to get him into camp because, you know, anybody who have a child that they homeschool will understand that these kids when they home, especially if your parents that busy all the time, when you're home with those kids, they don't really get much time to interact with others. So you know when they get to get a camp, when you get a camp for them to go and interact or socialize with other people, of course that's a sacrifice. That's a huge sacrifice. And then right within the sacrifice, it's like everything, the car breakdown. Then it's a long journey. You guys see that journey when I had to walk, for those who watch. You know, it's a long journey. I had to walk, not walk, ride the bike and everything, you know. Good morning, Buja. How are you? Good morning. Congratulations for number one spot. Congratulations. Big shout out to Buja Vlog there. Big shout out. Good morning. How you doing? You know, so it's a huge sacrifice, guys, and my knee suffer though. My knee is suffering, like walking up straight. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? How you doing? Good morning to one and all. Good morning. I know it's early, but the girl went to bed early last night. Was tired. Was exhausted yesterday from running up and down in the sun hot and everything. You know, you're gonna have some days when you have to run up and down and the sun start hit you poorly the skin. That is enough to drain you. But just to see the sacrifice I had to make, and then I had to suffer for it too, because my knee is suffering from all those riding. For anybody who was watching me riding my bike, taking the kids on there, and stuff like that, you know. So it was a challenge, but I'm grateful that he was able to get to summer camp, and then hopefully he can have a better mindset going into this year's semester, and I'm looking forward to see his growth. You know what I mean? So that's a good thing there. And then he would take off a few pounds too because he not home eating. So he take off a few pounds because they have swimming and everything. So that was a major accomplishment for this year. Even though I'm disappointed because the little one, I was gonna get him into um a game, and everything. You know, some setbacks are for better things. You know, because as I said, the biggest downfall. You know, I've had a downfall, but the biggest one was the car. Because when your car down, you can't really get to do anything much, especially when you live in a state where if you have reliable transportation, you can get around do anything. You know, I could be out there going back to do my DoorDash. I could be doing whatever I need to do, going out there to work in the 9 to 5, do whatever you need to do, you know what I mean? But when you don't have a reliable transportation, plus with kids, you know, when you have kids, the road is more rocky because you can dash your kids to any and anybody, because even though you might be good with everybody, doesn't mean that's gonna, that same love that is given to you is going to be given to your children. You see what I'm saying? So that's another thing you have to understand in life, that even when somebody's showing you a bunch of love, or so doesn't mean that's going to happen the same way for your children. You know what I mean? Because your children going to have their own mind of their own. They're going to have their own way of doing stuff. They're going to have their own no kind of mentality. They're going to explore, and everybody might not in that arena or can deal with those things. You know, 'cause when you come on to children, it require you to have a lot of patience, and sometimes you don't have it as a mama, much less somebody else. So just think about it sometimes when you don't have it as a parents, how much people wouldn't have it, you know. And you gotta be real with yourself. You know, I was telling somebody yesterday that, you know, in order to get help in life, when I mean help, it don't have to be financial. It could be what you're going through. You know, because a lot of time when you use the word help, people think that you have to be a financial gain. That's just one aspect of it, but there's many more layers to gain in help in life. It's like you know what you're going through, you know your struggles. You know, if you struggle with aggressiveness, you know, aggressive kind of behavior, if you struggle with whatever it is, you know, that you need, you know, that's not your lifestyle or anything. Because when you have children, a lot of stuff come that you wouldn't have when you were younger. Guarantee you on that. You know, your mindset shift, a lot of stuff shift. The way you look at life shift. You're like a little pit bull, how in protecting your children or anything. You know what I mean? Even if they're not yours, you just when you see certain things not in line. You know what I mean? And your mindset shifts. So sometimes I was saying to someone yesterday that I think one of the downfall of being a parent is that sometimes we're afraid to speak up about the struggles we face because somebody might bash you or criticize you or downplay things because they're not in that position. Because people who are not in certain position, they tend to judge you because they think they know you, and then that will also cause people not to want to express themselves in how they're feeling. And then as a result, by time you need to say this is this, somebody do something what they call it now, foolish, I would say stupid. It's not because they want to do it, because they know the judgment. So they keep everything inside. And, when you're built up with a lot of stuff inside of you and all of that, that's when people escalate. That's when a lot of things get explode because you don't have nobody to talk to. I was talking to a young lady yesterday and she was telling me some stuff that she was going through, and we were having encouragement going back and forth, and good advice, good tips and everything, because it's not easy. And when you become a parent, there is no mindset you will ever have like when you were younger and don't have no children. You will not have that mindset, never. Even when I don't have children, my mindset that I had then is not like what I have now. No, no. Totally have a mama mindset. Totally have a different mindset. You know, you want so much in life at the same time, but then the struggles you face of just being this is like, it's like you want to say I feel guilty for having children, but then you don't want to say it because people gonna say, oh, but you go get the kid, you got, you know what I mean? But I don't feel guilty about having my children because they are a blessing. You know what I mean? Children are a blessing to have. It's just that when things not going right, I believe that expressing it should be a way of healing, not a way of judgment. Not a way of feeling like you can't make it, because you're worried about the backlash of life or so. Then you won't be a mother, you won't be a father, you won't be a good father, you won't be a good mother because we're worried about the backlash of other people. But that's just other people's opinion. But what about your opinion as an individual, as a person? You know what I mean? And a lot of things, nobody will ever tell you how you're gonna feel after having children. That's not a feeling that can express before having children. You don't know until you have kids how you're gonna feel. You don't know until you're going good, things could be going good and everything, and you don't know when something happen, like fallout of relationship, or are you left alone to be with your children. Then that's when you realize that you have to take on the extra role of the other parent and all these things because they are not in their lives and everything. Then you have to play a double role of being, yeah, the good mama. Then you more than double role. You have to play a plenty role. It's like many hats. Then you have to play this role and you have to play that role. Then you have to play the disciplinarian. You have to play the little kid role where you have to be fun time with the kids. You know what I mean? Then you have to play the parent that is, you get on my nerves kind of vibes, you know what I mean? Not say you want to say that to your children or whatever, but it's reality. Come with being a parent. A lot of the things you will see be happening. But as I said, I was saying something to a young man yesterday, and he said, you're right. Because I was saying, just look at it. I think why a lot of people go through what they go through when they become parents is because if you say something to somebody and they're not in your shoes, the judgment that casts on you, you say to yourself, you might as well I never say it, you know, or I wish I never even opened my mouth because, a lot of people judge you when you have children. They look down on you, and that's not a solution to anything. That's just adding to your injuries. You know what I mean? Going forward is like you have to, if you don't have the mind to motivate yourself and to uplift yourself through the adversities or rise from above those things that meant to destroy you as a person, if you don't have that foundation in faith and all these things, it's hard for you when you're going through stuff, because the world judge people, the world at large. And when I mean the world, even your own people can judge you, your own family, your own friends, you know because it's like they're telling you, oh, you're this and you're that. But that's not a solution. It's not a solution. That's just adding to problems that is already exist. Because if you never have children, those problems wouldn't exist. You see what I'm saying? If you didn't meet downfall, and you don't have to be children necessarily. If you didn't hit rock bottom, those problems wouldn't exist. You know what I mean? But sometimes we have to understand that fight through the storm, we will get over the other side. It's not about giving up. And that's why you need strong support system, even if it's mean that you have to be negative towards you and you have to be the positive person towards you. That's you uplifting yourself from what is out there with you. You know what I mean? Because the world sometimes they don't have anything good to say because they think that because they're not in your position. And a lot of people when they're not in the position, they've never been in there before, and sometimes they've been in there, but because they put on, a piece because they know how the backlash can come, so they have to put on this thing to please people, and then that way now the discussion are not being discussed because, oh, but hey, how this person did it, and you won't even know how they do it. Many times they probably go to a dark room and they cry so much, they cry till their eyes swollen, they cry till their eyes so red, you know, like somebody who, take a shot of that high grade there, so, and they literally don't even take shot of that, you know what I mean? But because they cry so much because they said, I want to say this, but if I say it, I know they know the backlash, you know what I mean? But you also have to know the power that you got, you know, and you're going through stuff, whether your parents are parents not, you gotta tell yourself, here's the songwriter said, know the power that you got. You gotta know the power that is in you, because we all have powers in us, you know what I mean? And as I say, in line with our intuition, will help to strengthen us, will help to guide us, will help to give us the strength to go on. Even sometimes when you feel like failure, we can't just sit and dwell in failure because then that's what failure wants. Because failure will feed off of the things that you're pushing out there, which is the negative energy, the negative vibes. That's how failure will continue to push you down because you're feeding it. It's like it's like you have some birds and every day you go out there, you're feeding. They're going to eat what you feed them with. You see what I'm saying? So it's same way with life. If we feed ourselves with everything that is negative and don't have nothing to try to say, how am I going to fight this thing? You're just feeding everything. Or somebody say you're not good. Or somebody say, oh, they don't this, they don't that. And then you feed into all of that. And then little did you know that you're living through the eyes of those people who want to feed you with what they want to feed you with, not realizing that having a mind of your own is much more important than leading with somebody else's mind. Because mind you, people out there that have their own mind, they ain't gonna lead with somebody else's mind. No matter how much you're gonna come and you're gonna talk to them or anything, I guarantee you they ain't gonna lead with. They ain't gonna take your mind. You know what I mean? And that's one thing we have to understand that being honest with ourselves. We don't owe the world nothing. The world don't owe us nothing. But being honest with ourselves is much more better than anything. You know what I mean? Much more better than anything. Like yesterday, I was driving and I was heading to go pick my son up, and I had wind my window down, and I was driving, and the cop was going up, and then I have they call it a stand in my car, so I have my phone on there. So I'm talking and I'm laughing. I was talking to this lady and I was laughing, going about my business. And I see the cop just look in my car and then he just turn around. Quickly turn around, make a U-turn. Then he slowly sneak up behind me. And your intuition tell you when they checking you out. Yes, that's one thing I have where if a cop pull up behind you, you know that they're running your license plate, they checking your car out or so, and then especially if your car was on the road for a while and they say, wait, I never really see a car with a tint in this kind of this street. They patrol the place all the time. You know what I mean? So when they see, they gonna check. I was telling the lady on the phone, and she said, well, you don't have to pay that mess at me. I'm just going about my daily business. The car is straight. Everything is good with it so far. I'm not worried about nothing. I'm going to speed. I check my speed limit. I'm going the speed limit. I'm good. That's all that matter. You know what I mean? They're doing their job, and I'm going about to do my job. Go pick my child up. You know what I mean? So sometimes, as long as you don't have nothing to worry about, and even if you have something to worry about, let they do their job, do what they gotta do, and then they will get on with their life. You don't even know when they move from behind you know what I mean? And they just gone. Because I'm saying, okay, they can check all they want. Because insurance not due yet. Um, registration not due yet. You know what I mean? It's coming down pretty soon, but they're not due yet. You understand? And I already signed sign the recertification for the insurance. So, and then when the month come now, they just do what they gotta do when that month come. And then I just have to go after my birthday. Then I just gotta go do the registration. I'm gonna do it before my birthday. That's what I did last year. I did it closer down. Cause I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna book no appointment. I just go to the Kisco kiosk, not Kisco. Kisco, Kisco is a popsicle back home. Go to the kiosk, and go print out my tag. I just did it recently for my elderly friend. Just did it for them. So, and that's it. But I was saying to myself, that's fine. You pull up all behind me all you want. Pull up and look. You know what I mean? You're worried when you don't have certain things in line. You know what I mean? That's when you're worried. But then, if you can't too worried about everything. You just have to keep going. But maybe because he was seeing me laughing, sometimes they think say you have a phone in your hand or so. So sometimes they will turn around and pull up in front of you and everything. And because they can see from the back. You see your back window, you can see right through your car. Even though you think the car, and then you think the back window. So they can see right through the car. They can see right through that car. You know what I mean? From the back. Yes, from the back. They can go right behind you and go see. They might not be able to see clear, but they can see. They can tell if it's a male or female driving. And then your license plate and all of these things. So such is life. It come with its own. If he doing his job, because that's his job to make sure everybody's straight on the road and people following the rules, following the laws. That's their job. That's not mine. So, I like to tell people. Some people call me, ask me certain question, and I tell them, I say, let me tell you something. I'm not in certain people way, and they're not in my way. I mind my business, and I stay out of their way. That's simple as that. You don't need to be run up in people way to certain things where people would be worried about. I stay out that way. I'm not in their way, they're not in my way. You know what I mean? When that day come, then we deal with it. Why would I want to count my eggs before he hash? No. So which technically we do it sometime, but then, do what you need to do. They're not in your way. Where the songwriter say, I'm in my small corner and they're in there, so I'm in my small corner. So how is everybody doing? Good morning. Good morning and congratulations to the top fan for today. Buja vlog. So good morning to one and all. Resilient Queen went to bed early yesterday. My son not feeling well. I had to rub him up with the Vicks. I gotta hide the Vicks too for they to get out. These kids are experimental. He was stuffy because he in the water swimming and everything. So he having a good time. So that's good. Back to school coming up pretty soon. Everything coming up pretty soon. So that's good. Time waiting on no one. Time is going so fast, guys. It's like, ooh. I'm like, hey, didn't they just get out of school pretty soon? I'm like, ooh, you know. But such is life. The work start again. So good morning to one and all. Good morning. Good morning. Your girl clocking. So good morning. And thank you all for stopping by. I appreciate it. So let me just come on here and just chit chat a little bit. And I had a good day yesterday, though. Just have look at minor hiccups in between, outside of YouTube taking care of stuff, but that's about it. And then this morning I gotta get up. I have a few more errands to do today. Yes, because one of the errands that I need to do yesterday, I couldn't get to do it because when I went there, nobody was there. So I had to come back home. And then when I got back home, I stopped and get something to eat and pick my son up. But that piece of steak, I cooked some steak yesterday with the beans. I was shocked they taste so good. I'm like, what? I was telling my lady friend on the phone. I was saying that Mistake, and I was telling her the beans I was using. I'm like, okay, I would post that into a short. I'm gonna see if I can post it into a short or a premiere because it's not a long one. It's not a long video, so I would post it. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I might have to do a voiceover. I don't know because I was talking in between. So I might not have to. I might not have to do a voiceover. I might not, but I might. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But hope everybody's having a good. Oh, hope everyone is having a good morning, and I know early risers getting up to go to work and ask of God direction. Have a peaceful day. Have a blessed day. I tell you all the time. I use the word blessed because when you wake up and you see another day, ooh, there's lots of blessing. Lots of blessings, tons of blessings. You know what I mean? So another day to be thankful, another day to rejoice, another day to figure it out. 7 days of the week, and every day you wake up, ooh, it's another day to say I'm blessed. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I like to say, regardless of the hurdles, I am thankful. You know what I mean? I am grateful. You know, regardless of the hurdles, because you know they're going to come. You said as soon as you become aware, you get rid of it real quick by turning to positive. So I'm thankful for those things, you know. Thankful for the life, you know. Because without life, oop, I forgot I have this on charge, Lord. You know, without life, we don't have nothing, you know that. You know, so no matter how we gonna get up and we always say, yeah, I feel energized, I feel this, but the clock is alarming. 6 o'clock in the dot. You know, so no matter how what they call it? No matter how you get up and you say, I'm having a good day, I feel good, and I feel this, I feel that. But without life, those feelings would not be there. You know what I mean? Without life, without the health and the strength that is coming, none of that would be there. You know what I mean? So I like to say when I get up in the morning, I have to be thankful. I have to be grateful. You know, because I know as we speak, you know, without life, you don't have nothing. You know, but when you have life, you will have something. You know, determination. You have to be determined. You know, and our circumstances too. I know too as a fact that you can't dwell on your circumstances because you're not going to make no change. But it's what we do going forward. Is I identify the situation and say, all right, I need to do this, I need to do that. I need to fight through this. I don't need to just sit and dwell because sit and dwell is like procrastinating. You know, you don't dwell on it, it's procrastinating and it's like getting nothing done, you know. But it's attempt, you know, attempt to try and do something, you know. You might not get it good at it first time or whatever, but it's trying, you know. You will still feel like you have a roadblock, but you know, by starting, you know, and don't give up. Don't give up at all. As the songwriter said, why worry when we can pray? Don't be like doleful Thomas, who sits up on God's promise, you know. We all have a purpose. And once we're still on this land, that means we have a purpose, you know. A unique purpose. You know. However that purpose is, what is it that our heart is telling us that we need to do? It's like somebody say, I need to buy a house before I'm at this age. I need to start putting for my retirement. I need to start do this, you know. So whatever our heart desire, sometimes you hear us even if we don't say it out loud to anyone, but we always talking and say, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. I need to I need to build an investment fund. I need to build a trust fund. I need to, you know, whatever that need is based upon our age, based upon the time we would say, because you know we don't say clocking in is show up for yourself, but also in life we have a clock. You know what I mean? Like that clock run out at any minute, any time. You know, any given time it can run out. You know what I mean? So it just goes to show how grateful we have to be, and that's why I'm so happy that He let me know that, hey, there's 7 days of the week. So if today you're not feeling good, you have 6 more days. You can always find another day once you have a shot at life to, figure out what you need to figure out. Get what you need to get done. Check in with whatever you need to get checked in with yourself, with your families, with your friends, with your colleagues, with your YouTube channel, whatever it is, with your business partner, your friend, your kids, whatever it is. Because even yesterday I come home and I see my kids, they want to read their book. They say, "Mommy, come and read with us." And because I prep them, when you prep your kids, I'm telling you, man, ooh, I'm telling you, that works so good when you prep them because they know that they need to do this. And then even when I was so tired and feel like I was falling asleep, and I said, "I'm gonna go to bed," the kids said, "Mommy, come on, we need to read the book." But that little drive, then just hearing them say, "I need to read the book," make you feel so good. You know what I mean? Because you're tired, your eyes about to fall asleep at any minute, any given time. And you see the little one say, "Mommy, we gotta read the book." The big one was already reading his. He said, "Come on and read this with me, Mama." And he sat there and he just turned the light on and just turned the phone light on and read. So that was good. Because I told him it's coming down to crunch time. Summer camp almost in next few weeks. Summer camp will be over. And then everybody be back again. And then they have some local events coming up around town that I probably want to take both of them because the little one didn't get no chance to go anywhere this time around. He just been here with me or so forth. So I want to at least take both of them somewhere where they could go enjoy themselves before this summer ends. Because they didn't get to go anywhere more, especially the little one. The good part with the big one, he went to camp, he went to the zoo, he went to another place where they went to the waterfall or water park. I don't know, I've never been there, so that was good for him. So, but I want to give the little one that little chance as well. Because the little one, he like me, he don't love in the house. He said, "Mommy, can I go outside, please?" So he's the outdoor buddy. Jaden more like house buddy. He will stay home and play his game or whatever, but you don't want him on the device too much because it's coming down to school time now, so you don't want him around the device a lot. It's coming back down where their brain need to get back into the school habit and all these things. So I don't want them to be all on the gadget. They had this summer to enjoy themselves, so I don't want them to be on it no more. You know, so they can go and play outdoors, ride their bike, and all of that. Yep. And it's a cool morning too. The morning is beautiful. It is so beautiful. And it's getting darker and darker, but it's more cool in the nights. Yes, yeah, in the nights it is very cool. You don't even need a blanket at night. Well, you do need a blanket at night because it's kind of cool now. Before you never need a blanket. You just need to just spread out and lay down. But yes, family, your girl is here and I'm alive and well, and the kids are doing good. As I said, the big one is coming down with a little stuffiness, and I forgot to give him some meds last night because I have medicine. But I didn't get to give him some. But I just rub him up with some Vicks. Then look later now, I've given him some breakfast, take him to his game. And you know what? I'm so proud of myself, guys. One morning I get up and I didn't feel like taking him to his event. And I just hear a voice say, "Get up, go take him, go take him." And from that day till now, I just get up and I make sure every day he goes to the camp. Every day, he never miss a day. Even sometimes, as parents, sometimes you had that one day where you yourself not feeling well, and that little
negative sleepy spirit. When I mean sleepy spirit, that little vibes that not so energized for you, encouraging. Say no, 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 no. You don't have to take him this morning. No, no, no. And I get up and I fight it, and I never look back, guys. Every morning I get up and I make sure he gets ready. At times I will feed them and make sure that he get to his game. And I'm like, wow, wow. That's good because it's not easy when you're not feeling good as a parent, and you have that look of sleeping energy will just slide in and say, "Oh no, you don't have to take him this morning." Ah, yeah, you believe that energy. Oh man, then you go have a bunch of escape. Oh, no, I can't go this morning because so and so I'm not feeling. Well. I'm like, no, those things. Yeah, if you fall for it one time, you better best believe it will keep falling. You will keep falling for that kind of vibes because you're not feeling good. But then I said to myself, but if you take him to the game, at least you can get a break from both of them in the house. I love my children, but you can get a break from at least both of them in the house, and you won't have to be so worked up. And what is it? One starts screaming, "Oh, ah!" You know what I mean? And then at least you have one in the house and one gone to a function, and then that way you can get so many things done. Although the day running by so fast, so fast. By the time you drop him off, and by the time you come back home, it's what time for you to wheel around in the next few hours. You know what I mean? But those few hours do make a difference with your mental health as a parent. I can tell you that. It make a whole lot of difference because you don't have to worry about, okay, if you lay down, you hear two persons start fighting or they start arguing over toys or anything, you don't have that anymore. So it give you a little ease. It give you a little ease when I'm telling you. So I'm grateful. Or they don't have to say, oh, how, like the little one when he can't have his way with his brother. He tell his brother, I don't like you, and I have to say to me, excuse me, apologize to your brother. You know what I mean? So it give you a little chance where you don't have to be in it with both of them. And then when one gone to camp, the next one, I want to go with my brother. Last night, the big one tell me, Mommy, I miss my brother every time I go to camp. I say, look at it like this, son. You homeschool, so take it as a great opportunity for you to get your mindset right, regulate yourself back into the habit of saying, okay, you can get to camp and all these things. And then even in the winter, they're supposed to post a schedule. So hopefully, if they still have anything there for the winter for them, I'm gonna try and make sure he goes there for the winter too. So he can still continue to be around other people. And as he went there, he had friends there. He had one friend, and as soon as he went there, somebody come up and approach him and say hi. And from that day, when he go there, he has somebody to talk to, so he don't feel like he's alone or anything. 'Cause, you can still send your kids to camp and they still feel like they're alone because nobody want to talk to them or anything. You know what I mean? But I told him, I said, if you go to camp, you don't need a bunch of friends. You just need to find one person, one good person that will interact with you, engage with you, and those are the person you engage with, and you go there to focus on what you go there for, you know. And I was so happy because he was telling me, Mommy, I want to do golfing, I want to do swimming. I was able to give him the golf, but I was able to get him into look at water so he in water actually every day. So I'm thankful for that. He said he learning to swim, but I'm thankful for that. They have family swimming in the evening time, but when I go to pick him up, I'm ready to come home. Because by the time you don't ride a bike or beg somebody to take you here and there, by the time you get there, you're ready to come home. You're ready to turn around. Even yesterday, the little one said, Bobby, can I go to the park, please? So I had to just, I was ready to come home because I was done tired already. And he said, I had to take him. Well, the park was right there, but I mean, I had to just go up there, and then when I had to drive the car to go over the other side, he started complaining, "Mommy, why can't you walk?" I said, "I mean, my knees hurt." He said, "Mama," I said, "I'm gonna take you over there, Amir." I said, "Just come on, get in the car." Take him over there. Mama, come on, I need your help. I said, "Let your brother put you on the swing." He said, "No, Mama, my brother don't want to do it." Mama. So I had to go over there, put him on the swing, start swinging. Then the little boy told me after I start pushing him on the swing, get out the way, mama. I don't want to hit you. Get out the way. I can't see behind me, mama. I'm like, oh my goodness. And I'm so proud of him because at first he was struggling with speech, and now he using full blown sentences, and it's so smart. So the beauty of not giving up. Life is a challenge, but it's what we make of it. Everything will be a challenge at some point in your life, but it's what we make of those challenges when they come. You know, don't linger with them. It's just like saying it out, get it off your chest, speak your mind, get it off, and keep pushing it. And you have 7 days of the week, and if one day things not going right, I know all 7 days things not gonna be the same. You know what I mean? I know you're gonna have differences, you're gonna have similarities, you're gonna have all kind of stuff. But in the end of the day, is what we tell ourselves. Like I said, I had to feel motivated that one morning when I didn't feel like I was feeling well, and I didn't feel like I want to even move. I'm like, oh, 'cause, when you're not feeling well, that's the fastest. Once you say you're not feeling well, laziness can come over you. One of the fastest thing you can ever come over you is telling yourself you're not feeling well. If you ever tell yourself you're not feeling well, ooh, that's the quickest thing can ever come over you is the laziness, because that's what they want. It's like it's not a good energy. But he right there just swimming around waiting for you to say, I'm not feeling well. And then he come and say, yes, I know you're not feeling well, so stay in rest. You rest, and then you rest, and then you rest, and you rest, and you rest, and you rest. Never fight it. You never fight it, but guess what? If you don't fight it, it gonna be happy for you, because guess what? You're right there. Yes, man, get all the rest you want. You don't have to worry. Okay, I got you. You don't have to worry. Next thing you fall asleep, forget that your kids are out there, need to be picked up. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes the feeling that come over you, sometimes if you don't fight those feelings, if you don't fight those little stressful feeling, when they say you're not feeling well, oh, I used to go to the doctor, and the doctor always say, if you tell yourself you're not feeling well and you keep telling yourself that, you will automatically not feel well. But if you tell yourself, I'm getting better, small steps, baby steps, you know, then you start to feel much more better. You know, it's like you're in a situation and you're saying, how am I gonna get out of this? How am I getting out of this? You're just asking yourself, how am I? But then through the how am I, here comes a voice say, yes, you can get out of it. All you need to do is change some stuff. All you need to do, you don't take the same path you take yesterday that lead you here. You know what I mean? So sometimes all we need sometimes is just to think, you know, look at the situation that is at hand as soon as possible, so that we can navigate our way much better, and we can figure out things much better. You know, sometimes it take a little while because some things, boom, yep, and some things linger. You have to really, it challenge you. So it's life. It's what it is, though. Yep, but I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I am grateful. I have a I have an appointment I gotta book for my kids, for both of them, because they're going back in school. So I'm gonna book it. So no, I get back the car. Although it's not 100, but I'm gonna book the appointment so I can get them out the way, and then check up on stuff for my son Jaden, and see if I need to do anything and stuff like that. Yep, family. So good morning. Your girl is behind this here, and it's starting to get light out here. The little kids are snoring, and mama is just here laying down. But we gonna fight. We gonna fight. We not giving up. We not giving up. Strength come when we tell ourselves we're not giving up. When the ones that come that says just rest, always telling you to rest. Yeah, you can rest, but you have to have time to know when to get up, you know. And not literally talking about sleep, but you gotta know when to stop telling yourself you're not feeling well, you're not this, you're not that, you know what I mean? It's like making a bunch of excuses. And excuses like once you start making it, it's like you can always make it. It's very easy to make, and hard to snap out of. So it's like, yeah. But it's good when you can be real with yourself. When you can be real with yourself, that's you going forward in working on your journey, working on your healing process, working on your thought process, working on your mindset, working on a lot of stuff, your health, you know, your strength, you're encouraging yourself, you're motivating yourself, you're doing so much to yourself when you tell yourself that you need to uplift yourself from what you're going through, because sometimes the encouragement it will come from other people, but we have to fight to get the work towards getting there, so that people can say it's okay, mama, you know the Lord got you, he made no mistake, you know it's okay, papa, the Lord got you, he made no mistake, it's okay, sister, it's okay, brother, you know what I mean. Sometimes people say, oh, it's not okay, but if we tell ourselves everything is not okay, we say it's okay not to be okay, you know what I mean. That's all we gotta understand. It's okay not to be okay. 'Cause sometimes you're not gonna feel okay. Sometimes you're not gonna feel good. But you're gonna have days where you feel okay. You see? So either way, you're gonna have days where you feel okay, and you're gonna have days where you feel you're not okay. You know what I mean? As the songwriter say, it's not okay, but it's all gonna be alright. So and they have another song say it's okay not to be okay. So beautiful. I think it's sung by the Temptations too. And a couple other people sing it too. So just have to tell ourselves it's not okay, but it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You tell yourself the stronger one, which is it's going to be okay. Don't tell yourself the one it's not gonna be okay, it's not gonna be okay. Then it's like singing yourself to the backward, going backwards. But if you say it's not okay, but it's gonna be okay, then that's a right step in the right direction. It's like sometimes you song say I'm barely getting by. Yes, many of us are barely getting by in life, whether in many different alleys, many different arenas. Because when you look at life, only come in one arena, it come in so many different arenas. But once you tell yourself it's all gonna be all right, it will all be all right. Just don't give up. Just don't give up. Because when we give up, we tell ourselves it's not okay. So we give up. Can't do this anymore, so we give up. No. It's not okay, but it's all gonna be okay. It's all gonna be alright. A song said, my hopes and my dream. You have to keep your hopes and dream alive. They start with us. Gotta keep it alive. Once we believe in keeping our hopes and dream alive, and everything will start falling in place. Not without its hiccup. It gonna have hiccups, but it's all gonna be alright. You have back to school coming. A lot of parents are worried. A lot of parents are stressed out, but it's all gonna be alright. Just look at what our parents tell themselves. We don't know what our parents tell themselves, but just by looking and see how they raise us and we become adults, we all know that they said to themselves the same thing that I would be saying to myself. It's all gonna be alright. You know what I mean? Because if you look at it and say, "Oh, but I don't know what my mom had said when she was raising us. I don't know what my dad had said when things was tough, when time get tough. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what my mom was thinking. But just when you have children, you basically know what exactly they were thinking because you have your own children to deal with. No, you have your own hurdles to deal with, and whatever you're saying to yourself is basically like saying, "Oh, I see where mama get that strength from. I see where daddy gain that strength from because they said, you know what, it's all gonna be all right." See a young a construction worker here yesterday. I don't know what happened on the work site, and he got killed in a car accident, I think. He left behind 6 children. You know what I mean? And it's back to school time coming. He was there hustling to take care of his family. You know what I mean? So that's sad. So we have life, we have everything. You know what I mean? Because somebody didn't wake up this morning. Somebody didn't I know it's gonna be okay. Because they're not here to say it's gonna be okay. All right. So we wake up. It's a lot to be thankful for. It's a lot. So regardless of everything around us, it's a lot to be thankful for. Life. Life is one of the greatest thing we can have. 'Cause that man was out there hustling to take care of his family, and he never make it home. He make it home, but in a different light, and it's sad. Those 6 young children, you know, they were probably hoping their dad would be coming home to get them their favorite bag, their favorite little motivational booklet, or some kids, their parents buy them some nice little design stuff to get them motivated, like the nice little journal. They have some nice little fancy journal for young children if they want to write in it or anything. And they probably said, Dad, I wanted to buy me a nice little journal or so. That is no longer here. You know what I mean? So we have life, and regardless of how things may cut out or things not panning out, but we still here. We can still figure it out. You see what I'm saying? But that man is not here, and that mama is not here to figure out it. Those kids are left to figure out what their mama left off, what their papa left off. So it's just tough, you know. It's just tough. And he had a son. His son do football. The mother was saying, was it the mother? I think it was the mother. They were too distraught to come on camera. They said, but the mother was saying that his son don't even want to go to soccer practice because the father used to be a coach. He was working on the construction site, and I don't know what happened really. They were saying it on the news. I just get a glimpse of it. But my heart goes out to those families and those little young children that he left behind. I mean, my heart goes out to those families. 'Cause as I said, it's never easy when a loved one is taken away from you, especially by certain what they call it, horrible stuff like this. Not by natural cause or something, but by accident and stuff is tough. So my heart goes out to those families, those grieving family. And it's not just the grieving families, the poor little children, that have to grow up and always looking to say they see mommy home or they see daddy home, and they know they're not going to see mommy home again. They know they're not going to see daddy home again. And it's so funny. We say, oh, we going home, we're going home. But our actual home is so unique, you know. So my heart goes out to those families, to everyone out there that is grieving terrible loss. See another one come on the news where this guy, the mother said he visit her a couple weeks ago, I think, and moved to Atlanta over a year or so, and they found him and his significant other. That's when his significant other, like somebody he was on the road with. They found him and her body in the car. So that's very sad right there. You know what I mean? And the mother said he always talking to his son every day, always. So my heart goes out to everybody out there, everybody. It's one thing when you get elderly and you know that, a part of growing up, you're going out, you know what I mean? It's not like you're working to work down, work down, you know what I mean? You're working to grow out. So that's different, but when time your life taken certain way, it's sad, it's very sad. We know that certain things is real, but it's the way how some people go make it sad. But it's life, family. We have life, and that's why I said the man who passed away already, he can't pass no more, and it's us that left on the planet. He make you wonder who is next, and instead of wondering who is next, we have to start make adjustment to make our life right, make ourself right, our mind right, get everything together, because somebody gone, but they ain't coming back, but we are still here. And it left some wandering feelings up inside of you sometimes when you hear that somebody had passed or anything, it left lingering feelings up there, because you're like, wow, you know saying wow. But such is life, family. I ain't gonna stay any longer. I just wanted to come on here, and I think I come on here for a long time chatting. A long time chatting. Yesterday I did an 8-minute video for my 90-day challenge and everything. So coming on here is, helpful and everything. So I want everybody to walk good, have a blessed day, and thank you all for stopping by. Big shout out to Punjab Vlog for being the number one top fan for today, and big shout out to all of the likers, the sharers, the commenters, the well wishers, the subscribers, everybody, the moderators, everybody, the donors, everybody who watching up the video, watching Resilient Queen, sending their kind words and thoughts and prayers, all the prayer warriors that are out there and everything. Big shout out to one and all, and thank you all so much for always visiting Resilient Queen platform, whether you're in the background silently. Big shout out to you all and everything. I understand that everybody are different, everybody is unique, and everybody do things differently. Understand? So until then, Resilient Queen is signing off for right now. So walk good, have a blessed morning, and be safe if you're out there driving or wherever. If you're about to head out on the road, or so be safe. God go with all of us. And until then, walk good. Bye bye for now. Where do you do this thing? Where do you end it? I don't see the end button. What's going on? I literally don't see the end button. What? Oh, see it here. I need to get